गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेव महेश्वर गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः.
A guru is needed for a lifetime, but how to find the right path in his physical absence? Because there are many times in life when we can't make the right decision, even if we want to. Then, what should we do?
This is a question more about a guru-shishya relationship. It is actually solving problem. It is a kind of managerial teaching, like solving problem in your life, the ways, the tricks to solve problems. Anyway, yes, the need of a guru in solving problem is of course there, because based on our discussion, we must have already understood that a guru is an enlightened person. So he or she must have a very calm, quiet, pure, composed mind who can take right decisions in any situation, any kind of circumstance. So now, if your guru is physically present, any kind of problem you are having in your life, he will just go to the guru that this kind of a problem I am facing. So you please tell me the way to come out of this situation, or please give the solution. Now, if he or she is not physically present, you know, if you have truly become a disciple of a true guru, as long as you were able to be along with her in her physical presence, you must have learned something. And if you have learned truly all the things that a guru wanted you to learn, by the time you must have become a very calm, pure-minded, and composed sort of person who can take right decisions, who can solve problems on his own. Because a true guru will never want you to be dependent on him or her all your life. No, it cannot be. So, you know, a very interesting thing in this context I must share. The name of our Anubinda Sangeetashram. What the word Anubinda means, you know? Anubinda means that which give you relief, one, which helps you to become independent and self-sufficient. So this name was based on the actual essence of Guru-Shishya relationship, which I have understood by the grace of my Guru. So if you are a true disciple, and if you are really having that kind of urge to know the highest, so in the company of your guru, in the journey with your guru, you must have learned the truth. If not completely, then at least to some extent. And on the basis of that, you must be a self-sufficient person by the time your guru left the physical body. So that kind of stage you must reach, because you know how we take the decisions. You tell me how we take decisions. Decisions are taken in mind, of course. Mind is everything. All the thoughts are coming in our mind. The confusions also happening in the mind. The decision also comes from the mind. So now, according to our philosophy, the mind is called as antakaran. Antakaran. That means the inner instrument. Antakaran. And it is divided in 4 parts. Manas, Chitta, Buddhi, and Ahankara. Manas is that part where the dilemma, the confusion comes. Suppose if a problem comes to us and we have to deal with that. First, it will go to our that part of our mind, which is called Manas, which is also known as Sankalpa Vikalpatmika Buddhi, Antakarana Vritti. What does it mean? That means there is a dvanda, a conflict always. So mind cannot always show you the right decision. Then what it will do, it will pass it to the intellect part, that is Buddhi, intellect. And intellect is called the Nishchayatmika Buddhi. That is, it can give you the right decision. Nishchay, firm conviction, it will give you. So do this. Among the 2 or 3, it will say, do this. So, and then the other parts are also there, that is Chitta and Aham. That is, Chitta is a kind of where all the memory house, you can say it. All the memories are stored there. So it is a kind of Anusandhanatmika vritti, it is called. And then the Ahamatmika is the ego. Due to that ego only, we feel that that kind of I-ness, ego. So all the things are always there to create a kind of confusion. And now, what we are taught by a guru will always prescribe you by any path, any spiritual path, I would say, that be steady, concentrate your mind on a particular thing. It can be a note, a musical note. It can be a form of God. It can be a different sound like Om, Pranava. It can be japa, your mantra that you have got from your guru. Anything it can be, but try to focus your mind every day for a certain period of time. Try to focus your mind on that. And in a process, a time comes when you learn to concentrate in every little thing that you do all the day. All the normal actions also. That is very petty apparently. Like cleaning your house or washing your clothes or whatever it is, with full focused mind. Because you have learned to do that. And a concentrated mind becomes pure very easily. And a pure mind can take right decisions because it has the the urge, and the desires and all these things are removed by the time, by the grace of your Guru and by the grace of God. So if you are in a stable mind, a desireless mind, a mind that has no expectation, no physical expectation, you will be able to take a decision easily. Why we are confused in taking a decision? Because we always think, if I take this decision, will it bring good to me? Most of the time, I am saying, because it is very difficult to come out of this limited existence and think beyond it and think everything selflessly. But if by the grace of Guru and by the grace of God, we learn at least to some extent to follow all these things, all these instructions, all these divine instructions, I would say, we can do this. We can take our decisions. We can be self-sufficient and independent enough to lead a meaningful life, to live a meaningful life.